What's up, guys? Vince the Anomaly here with Sean Frazier, and today we are going to be covering the half guard for MMA. I like to work a variation of it called the knee shield. It's very beneficial, especially for smaller guys like me, and it works well in MMA. Also, we're showing 3 different sweeps and options to get on top from the bottom. Let's check it out. So today we're going to be working from half guard, and just a brief recap on what the guard is. So in jiu-jitsu, here, whenever I'm using my legs, this is basically going to be my guard, right? So I have my closed guard, I have my open guard, and half guard is really simple and easy to remember because it's just half of my 2 legs, right? It's just 1 leg in, 1 leg out. All right, now this position here, obviously on the bottom in MMA, it's usually not good and it looks bad in the judge's eyes because the opponent on top can be striking and he's controlling the action, right? Now, in traditional half guard here, even if I've got my underhook and Shane's putting heavy pressure, he's keeping me on my back, you know, this is not really good. It's not comfortable for me, obviously. My back is flat on the mat, which means Shane's doing a good job of keeping me flat. But if it's a fight, I can't do much from here. It's going to be very hard for me to get up and get out, especially if I'm a smaller opponent. I've got a really huge person on top. It's going to be easy for them to smother me, especially if they've got this underhook in on this side. Okay, so today what we're going to be working on is the knee shield. So before they even get down there, I'm going to create this position right here, which is called the knee shield, right? So my knee is up, and I'm not all the way across his body here, and I'm not all the way straight up, but I'm just like this, right? And what that does, guys, is when Shane's putting pressure into me, that weight and that pressure, that force is transferring from my leg down into the mat, okay? So it's really not taking much strength for me to keep Shane away, which is why this is a good guard to use if you're a lot smaller than your opponent, because I'm able to keep that weight off of me without having to struggle really hard, okay? So my knee's gonna be positioned right there. With this hand here, I'm gonna be going across the neck. I like to frame right here on the shoulder, so just in case Shane is trying to get through and try to bully his way down, I can block his neck here. Also with those punches, I can hide my head behind this shoulder. So if Shane's throwing that right hand, I'm hiding behind this shoulder here. Now with this other hand, I'm going to be controlling this wrist. So if Shane's trying to punch me on this side, if I have control, I'm able to block, right? Now, notice, guys, with this back leg here, if you can see that I'm hooked around Shane. If I get lazy with this leg and it starts to come down, Shane's just going to windshield wiper over and he's going to get past my guard. Oh, now I'm in a whole world of trouble. He's got around my guard, now he's in side control, and I'm going to get beat up. So we can't let that happen. So this hook here needs to be active, okay? I like to hook my foot here around this ankle, and that gives me a little bit of extra control. But the main thing is we're staying active on 4 fronts, which is why it's very important to drill this position first. Just get used to being here because I need to make sure my knee's in the right position. I need to make sure my hand's in the right position, this hand's in the right position, and my leg is active. So if I need to scoot out, scoot away, clear some space, I can keep my hips and keep away from Shane. So what I would advise is before we even do any of the sweeps, before we do any of these transitions from here, grab a partner, get into this knee shield position, and just stay sturdy right here and let this person struggle, try to hit you, you know, half speed of course, and get used to being in the position. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, with this knee shield here, I don't want to lower it like this because as soon as it gets low, Shane's going to stuff it and get his chest over, and now he's starting to smash and he's going to do a smash bash, right? He's going to get around my legs, he's going to pass over to side control, take the mount, whatever it is. Bad news for us. So be sure you are active with this knee. I'm not letting him stuff it and collapse my knees together. That's going to be bad. So knee comes up. I'm blocking. I'm using this to frame on his chin, on his neck. I'm blocking this wrist. And I'm also keeping active with this hook here. So try that out. Now that we practice the knee shield position, we're going to work to get on top. Okay? Notice with this leg right here, because it's underneath this arm, I've got the perfect opportunity to slide my arm through to get my underhook, right? So I'm literally going to be kicking this leg forward, and I'm following it up with this arm here that was on the shoulder, right underneath here. So I'm getting that underhook. Now, at the same time as this underhook is coming through, I'm going to be posting up, getting to this elbow, and I'm starting to scoot out to the back. Okay, notice what I did there with that motion. Shane, turn a little bit so we can see. I'm not staying here and just getting up like this, straight on perpendicular to Shane, or excuse me, straight on with Shane. I want to get off here to the side. So I'm automatically starting to curl off. I've got this underhook. I'm almost grabbing the back of Shane's opposite hip here. And I've got my elbow back like this. notice with the elbow here, it's bent, and it's gonna be really hard for Shane to collapse me back over, right? If I stay right here and just got up like I did the wrong way, and my elbow's just straight up and down like that, exactly, Shane's gonna reach through and just flatten me out again. Okay, now he's in a good position. My back is flat, and I gotta do all that work to fight just to get back to a knee shield or get back to my guard. Okay, so we wanna make sure that when I kick through on this, I'm coming up, but I'm bringing this elbow back, and I'm also just scooting my butt around. Okay, now we'll get a different angle here so you can see what goes on with my feet. But what I'm gonna do is get to this dogfight position where I come up. So I'm bringing this bottom leg through, and this other leg's gonna stay in nice and tight, just like that. And one more time from this side, I'm shooting this underhook through, getting off to the side, bringing my leg over. Now, once we're in this dogfight position here, I have to get this foot up. Okay, what that does is it gives me some leverage to push into Shane. At the same time, I'm gonna be reaching through with this far end, right across to Shane's knee here. Now, because my foot is posted out like this, I can drive off this leg and collapse Shane over. I'm gonna swim my back leg through, and effectively here, take my side control and move on. All right, so one more time. We're using that knee shield to create space for me to get that underhook, get to that dogfight position. And once we're here, guys, doesn't matter what Shane's leg is doing, whether it's stuck here, whether it's coming off to the side, I can reach across, use this leg to drive off, and get him over. Okay, I'm gonna keep weight on this knee, get this leg around, and get here into side control. So that's gonna be option 1. All right, now option 2, we're gonna get into that same dogfight position, and I'm gonna be trying to drive Shane over with our first option. He's gonna be pushing back into me, in which case I'm gonna use his momentum to roll underneath and sweep him the other direction. All right, so again, use this knee shield to keep Shane framed away. Get my underhook, get off to the side. I'm pulling this leg through into our dogfight position. Now from here, I'm gonna be reaching over, and Shane's pushing really hard. There's no way I'm gonna take him over. But because he's driving hard this way, I'm gonna use that push that he's giving me to go underneath and take him over. Just like that, pass this leg over, and I'm gonna get here into the side control on the top again. We'll show it one more time. Make sure, let's just start from this dogfight here. Make sure that when I do go underneath, I like to grab on top of this foot if you can. All right, you can't grab under this leg, but if you grab this foot, you have a lot of control to sweep over. And now as I'm holding this foot, I know I have control. Sometimes this guy may free his leg. He might kick off if I'm just grabbing his shin, if I'm grabbing under here. But if I have control of this foot, I can really just drive his heel into his own leg, and I have control of that leg there. So as we dive under, get the control on the top of that foot, use that momentum to sweep Shane over. Yeah. And another thing to notice, guys, as I'm going for this sweep here, see where my foot is and my leg? It's underneath Shane's ankle right here, okay? So as I'm shooting through underneath, I've got this foot, I'm putting torque on Shane's knee by driving this leg down, okay? I'm not loose with it. By pulling this leg over and extending my hips, I'm gonna effectively sweep Shane because I'm putting pressure on that knee and turning him through. Okay, I don't even need to grab that foot, although you should when you're actually doing the sweep. But just right now, just by me putting torque on that knee, it's gonna get Shane to go over. So be sure that with that leg, we're collecting Shane's ankle as well. And I'm pulling him over, I'm controlling the ankle here, or excuse me, controlling the foot here, controlling the ankle on this side, and I'm bridging my hips through. And that's gonna get the guy to go over every time. Now our final option here, once we get to that dogfight position, sometimes we're gonna get a guy who battles us really hard with that whizzer, okay? So what that looks like is, again, shooting my underhook, getting underneath, pulling this through, getting my leg out. Now, again, they call it a dogfight because it's a battle right here, right? So if Shane, especially a lot of wrestlers, they're gonna use this overhook, yeah, and really drive, using that whizzer, to drive down and put pressure on my shoulder. If I find someone that's driving really hard like that and clamping down, what I'm gonna do is limp arm down and through, all the way up, just like that, and then I'm gonna come around to get his back. So Shane's whizzering really hard, I'm limping arm, and now I'm getting here so I can start to work for the back take. All right, notice too, once I've limped arm and I've got around, I'm closing off that space right away. If I don't close off that space, if I limp arm and I stay here, Shane's gonna turn back into me, and again, we're battling one more time, okay? So what I want to do, just without Shane here, as he's putting pressure on my shoulder with that whizzer, I'm literally just making my arm go limp. I like to turn my knuckles down and just drag my arm, make a nice big circle, and then I'm going to get on top again. So again, this only works if a guy's putting a lot of pressure. So if Shane doesn't have a lot of pressure with that whizzer, and he's just kind of holding me here, if I try to do it, he's going to be able to hold on to my arm. Whereas if he's struggling really hard to drive down, I can work to take the back. All right, so let's recap here from our knee shield half guard. I'm going to use this to get my underhook. And now from here, I have our 3 options. Option 1, I'm going to pick this knee and drive. Option 2, he's going to block that drive. I'm going to sweep him the other direction. And now option 3, Shane's whizzering really hard. He's not letting me get anything going. I'm going to limp arm out. And now let's start to work to take the back. So there it is, guys, the knee shield half guard and a couple of different sweeps and variations on how to get to top from there. These things, they really don't get added to the arsenal until you drill it, right? So you got to drill, and then drill some more. Grab a partner and make sure you do that.
Yeah. Guys, before you do that though, before you call your friend and start drilling, do me a favor and click the link in the description below and help get Vince to 10K on Instagram. He's still not on 10K. Your favorite MMA coach is not at 10K, so please click that link and show your support. Until then, I'm Shane.
Vince, not only.
Fight tips for the underdogs.